evening, my dear students. Most welcome to the online session. Today I am going to inaugurate with exercise 5.2. But in spite of taking sums now, we should understand properties of transversal and parallel lines. In the next coming video lecture, we will going to see sum in the exercise 5.2, which is based on this concept of parallel line and transversal. And therefore, it is very important to know about what mean by parallel lines, what mean by transversal, which are interior angle, corresponding angle, and so on. So now come to the point, my dear students. Now we will going to see its analysis. First call, what mean by transversal? Whenever a line crossing other parallel lines is called transversal. So look at here, my dear student. Let us regard the name of this line is K. Now it is crossing two parallel lines L and M. Then it is called what? Transversal. Here it is not important, only there will be two parallel lines. It can be more than two parallel lines. Okay? So only we have to remember that whenever any line will cross two or more parallel lines, that is called transversal. Now what mean by parallel line? We had been seen in the earlier classes. Now let us recognize once again what mean by parallel line. Whenever two or more lines lies on plane, whenever two or more parallel lines lies on the plane. So look at here, my dear students, these two lines including this transversal all are lies on the plane. Why? Because we are able to describe position of this parallel line and transversal by using two coordinate axes. If we will assume this board, display board, this is y-axis, this is x-axis. Whenever region enclosed by x and y axis will come, the region which is enclosed by x and y axis is called what? Plane. It's called what? Plane. What is called? Plane. Look at here, my dear students. This is y axis and this is x axis. And the region enclosed by x and y axis is called what? Plane. So look at here, my dear students. So this part is also lies in this plane. All of you understand, my dear students? One more thing. The distance of corresponding point of this line should be constant, should be same. Suppose I am taking distance from here and corresponding here. This distance suppose is 5 cm given. Suppose this distance is 5 cm. Then the distance of any two corresponding on these two lines, when it will come same. Here is also 5 cm. Here is also 5 cm. Then it is called what? Parallel lines. So always remember, my dear students, when two lines or more lines is to be parallel, when the distance of their corresponding points will remain same throughout the line, that is called what? Parallel line. I hope so, my dear students, you have been understand what mean by parallel line. So what are the conditions? Condition number 1, it should lie in the place. Condition number 2, the corresponding point on this distinct points, the corresponding points on this distinct line should be same distance, should be of same distance. Then it is called parallel lines. So I hope so, my dear students, you have been understand what mean by transversal and parallel line. What mean by transversal and parallel line. So here we can write as transversal, a line which crosses two or more parallel lines is called transversal. Second thing, lies on plane such that distance of corresponding point corresponding points are distinct line will be same, then it is called parallel lines. As I have been shown in the figure, my dear students, how we can say two or more lines are parallel. Now further we will going to see other property of transversal and parallel lines which are important to solve the sums based on this parallel line and transversal. Property number 1, my dear students, these two angle is called interior corresponding angle. What is called interior corresponding angle? Angle F is called interior corresponding angle. Interior angles, and these sum always supplementary. So property number 1, these two are interior angle and these sum always supplementary. Similarly this side also, here and this transversal, these two angle lies interior of these two parallel line. If like this condition will come, whenever two angle lies between these two parallel line and on the same side of the transversal, then it is called supplementary angle. What is called supplementary angle? Always their sum is 180 degree. So we can say angle D plus angle E 180 degree. Now my dear students, come to the next one, corresponding angle. Angle A is called corresponding to the angle H. Angle A is called corresponding angle to H. These two angle always equal. We can write second property, angle A always equal to angle H. Angle A always equal to angle H, or we can say it is congruent. Angle A always equal to angle H. How to recognize? One angle you take inside any one parallel line, another take outer side of parallel line, which is made by the transversal only. So angle H outer side made by the transversal on this parallel line, another is made inside and downward side to the parallel line with the transversal A. A and H is called corresponding angle. Always notice that, my dear students, corresponding angles always equal. So angle A is equal to angle H. Similarly here also, left side also you can see, with respect to this transversal, when you will see left side of this, angle D will be equal to angle G. Angle D will be equal to angle D equal to angle G. These are the corresponding angle. In other way, if we will take from downside, angle E and angle B will be corresponding. Angle F, angle C will be corresponding. So we can write here, angle E is corresponding to angle B. Angle F corresponding to angle C. Angle F corresponding to angle C. So notice that, my dear students, corresponding angle always equal to each other. Now come to the third property. What is the third property, my dear students? So let us write here what will be the third property. These two are vertically opposite angle. These two are vertically opposite angle. We have been seen in the theorem, vertically opposite angle always congruent to each other. Angle A will be congruent to B, always remember. These are act as a formula, this property act as a formula to do exercise 5.2. So exercise 5.2 based on this parallel line and transversal property. So angle A is vertically opposite to angle B. I mean angle A will be equal to angle B. Similarly, angle D is vertically opposite of C. So we can write angle D is vertically opposite to C. What do you mean by vertically opposite angles? Whenever two lines are intersecting at the common point, whenever two lines are interfering at any point, then there will be four angles formed. Then there will be formation of two angles. Then it causes formation of two angles. And each corresponding angle, each vertically opposite angle is called what? Equal angle. Angle C, angle C, angle D. This is one pair of angles. Similarly, other pair of angle form B and A. It is formed because of which line? Because of line K and line L. When they are intersecting, then it is forming four angles. And the corresponding angle always called vertically opposite angle. These angles always equal to each other. Angle D equal to angle C. Angle A is equal to angle B. Similarly, you can come here also. Here is also there are two lines are interfering to each other at a common point. Now it is also forming four angles. So angle H will be vertically opposite to E. Notice that vertically opposite is one line opposite of others. So that is called equal angles. This is the just a formula we have to remember in order to solve exercise 5.2. The derivation of vertically opposite angle we will see in next coming lecture, but right now we will see this property. This property we have to remember in order to solve sum based on exercise 5.2. So here further we can write, my dear students, angle E is equal to angle H, angle G is equal to angle F. So these are vertically opposite angles. These are vertically opposite angles. Okay, my dear students. Other thing, the sum of angle G and H, it lies a linear pair, and because of this ray, it is forming adjacent angle. Angle G and H is adjacent. Angle G and H adjacent, and therefore here the sum of G and H also 180 degree. This property is very important while we will do exercise 5.2, and therefore I am explaining, my dear student. So here remember that angle G and H form supplementary angle, and these two angles are adjacent. Why adjacent? As I told you in the earlier lecture, what mean by adjacent angle? When it has common vertex and one common arm, another angle lies on either side, is called adjacent angle. So here angle G adjacent to H, and here sum will be 180. Why? Because it is linear pair. It is forming linear pair. Okay, my dear students. So the sum of these two angles will be 180. Similarly, we can see here also angle E plus angle F is also forming linear pair. That will be also 180. Similarly, angle D plus A will be also 180 degree. It is forming linear pair. Angle B plus C will also be 180 degree because it is also forming linear pair, my dear students. So I am going to stop here. These are the important properties which will inherit in order to solve the sum based on exercise 5.2. So therefore, while you are going to proceed to solve the exercise, my dear students, you have to remember these characteristics for the parallel lines and transversal. Thank you, my dear students. Now, in the next coming video lecture, we will going to see exercise 5.2 sums. Okay, my dear students, bye. Have a nice day.